Hi ladies, I just wanted to go over chapter 7 with you, advancing creative skills. First part of this chapter talks about freedom and how children's creativity through freedom to use their imaginations. You should really promote this with your students, with your children. The first part is acceptance and encouragement. Creativity flourishes only where it is accepted and encouraged. Then you've got teacher creativity. So think about how creative you are as a teacher of young children. Do you allow yourself to be caught up in children's pretending and sometimes take on zany role-playing activities yourself? Or do you think that it's too crazy for an adult to act silly at times? It's really important that you conjure up your own creativity for the sake of the kids. Fantasy role play. So one way that your program can promote children's creativity is through fantasy role play. You can use some books as lead-ins for fantasy role play, such as If I Had a Dragon. You can also use multi-ethnic books, such as Abuela, a little Hispanic girl named Rosa Blah, and her grandmother from New York City start out for the park, but they end up flying above the city and out to the Statue of Liberty in Rosa Blah's vivid imagination. So that would be a great book to use. Then you could do superhero play. And children love superheroes and love to pretend that to be them at home. So on the playground and in preschool, this is a great time to tap into their imagination. So some books that you might use for that would be Captain Cloud, who catches crooks. Then you've got intervention. So superhero play can sometimes get too rough and you need to intervene. You should step out and redirect the play just as you would with any play gets out of control. But then when things calm down, you can let them try it again. Creativity and dramatic play. So dramatic play areas might happen in your classroom. This is where they might decide to dress up play, as we talked about in chapter 3. So you might want to set up a supermarket or a shoe store or a post office, especially after children have visited one of those things on a field trip. The teacher's role in this might be as an observer. You're going to determine which children take part in the dramatic play and which never do. Who are the leaders, the followers, who has been playing in other roles that they play? How long can they sustain their roles? How creative have they been? As a model, if you observe children who are not participating in dramatic play or not staying with the role or not really interacting with others, you may want to help get involved by playing the role yourself. For example, modeling. You might also have to become a mediator, in which you need to step in and change the direction of what's going on in the dramatic play. Next, we'll talk about creativity and art. So process versus product. It's important to take into account who are involved in what's going on in the classroom. So it's really important to see that this is a process. It's not necessarily all about what comes out of what they're doing in art, but the process that they're taking to conduct the art. Easel activities. So you might have some easels set up with some different painting options there. Play-Doh. So Play-Doh is again another activity that students can use in order to explore and experiment when they come in. So you might put them to use it by themselves. You can take out rolling pins and cookie cutters and allow them to have a chance to use those as well. You've got colored chalk. Put out colored chalk, dishes of water, and brown paper grocery bags, and children can experiment by drawing on those bags with or without the water. Then you've got finger painting, and that can be done on smooth paper, tabletops, large plastic trays, or large sheets of butcher paper on the floor. Children can start with shaving cream to get up to the messiness of the finger painting, but still be able to clean it up easily. It's also important that you bring in some adult artists. Use the books as lead-ins, such as Through Georgia's Eyes by Georgia O'Keeffe as the pioneer. It was actually written by Rodriguez in 2006, but this is about the life of Georgia O'Keeffe, a pioneer American artist, and she's portrayed in these cut paper collages by Georgia in her paintings. Then you might talk about Art from Her Heart, the folk artist Clementine Hunter, which was written by Whitehead, 2008. Let's talk briefly about the stages of art development. So first, you've got the scribble, which starts at 2 to 3 years. It's uncontrolled, marks on paper, and sometimes it might be control of the eye and hand movement. Then you've got shapes, 2 to 4 years, circles, squares, ovals, triangles, rectangles. Then you've got designs, that happens 3 to 5 years, such as a sun, an oval or a square, with short lines extending from the sun. Then you might have radials, lines radiating from a dot or a circle. Next takes place with a human, 4 to 5 years old, makes a sun face, for example. Horizontal line from side as arms, 2 lines from bottom as legs, and they make a circle for the hands and the feet. And then when they hit 4 to 5 years old, it's pictorial, animals with pointed ears, houses, cars, trees, and flowers. Then you've got creativity in music. So it's important that students get that music. Music is an important tool for young children's brain development, and that's one of the new facts discovered by neuropsychologists, the brain researchers. They have found that early exposure to music may be necessary or at least greatly enhance the development of cognitive processes of the brain. It is a direct route to thinking without using words or symbols. So it's really important. Making music with preschoolers. Oh, I'm sorry, I lost my place. So making music with preschoolers, just do it. I mean, have fun with them. Do some chants, perhaps. Chanting might be like, happy day, happy day. Let's have a happy, happy day. That's a chant. Clap while you're chanting. Some of the children may follow your lead and clap along with you. So it's important. Directions in music. If you can, it's just another fun musical activity. Instead of giving children directions by speaking to them, try singing or chanting the directions. It's much more effective. Such as, we're picking up blocks, we're picking up blocks, clunk, 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 we're picking up blocks. Don't judge my singing there, ladies, okay? Manipulating the music medium. So it's important that we have a variety of CDs and rhythmic music for our students. Might even consider creating your own instrument. So the music medium, manipulating the medium, rhythms, instruments, in the music center. So it is important to have a music center in your classroom so that they can enjoy that. It stimulates the brain. Why not do it? The last, I think we've already talked about this. Well, you might want to consider making instruments of your own with your students, using some books as lead-ins there. And other activities might be using children as instruments, using recorded music. So, this